and that it's funny because I get asked about that movie a lot because people notice I'm the lead, and then they're like, there's not much PR on it, and you see tons of PR for Night Visitor and some other stuff I've done, but this thing, when it's out, Andrew Vandenhout, the executive producer, he's got some good plans for it. And he's the guy that did The Woman, which is a acclaimed movie that did a bunch of festivals. It was just a great movie. He's got a great plethora of films that he puts out and a great following, connections, and he's handling all Black Butterfly stuff. So it's in great hands. I'm sure the world might see it in probably, I'd say, maybe 5-6 months, maybe sooner. It depends on what festivals they might go to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty much, I'd say, done. It's just now it's going to make its tour.
Now, is that how most or all indie projects start out, with going to festivals, film festivals first?
I think some try. Some don't actually get that successful. And some just have distribution deals right away, and they just take it, move on to the next project. It kind of varies. I think it'd be fun to do some festivals, just to, you get a different audience, different festivals look for certain things. But then ultimately you want to find a good home for it that cherishes it and that can take care of it and let the world see it. So, it's different plans, different people look for different things.
And are film festivals of all genres, or are there certain ones that have just one type of genre?
There's ones that have specific type films, like there's specific horror films like Shock Fest, Horror Fest, all these like horror film Scream Fest. Obviously, those are horror film festivals. And then some of the other, I think Fantasia keys up on certain genre type horror thriller, I'd say. But like Sundance, these bigger ones, I'd say they have a lot of good art house dramas, stuff like that. And there are Action Fest, which I've been to, and I've watched Sinners and Saints be at Action Fest. They vary.
Okay. I wondered about that, too. I mean, everybody's heard of, Sundance, and I know that's usually different types, but I didn't know if there were specific ones. So thanks for answering that for me.
Yeah.
I learned something new today.
I think I just learned myself by saying that. It's weird. It made sense when I was saying it. But Sundance is something that, like, what I'm making Monumental for. Like, it's that esque type film, possibly. It all depends on what they're looking for the year. I don't know. But that was my goal for that one so far.
Okay. Well, I read that you ended up on Circus of Dread by meeting the filmmaker Mark Savage on the set of Black Butterflies, and he wrote the role for you. Tell us more about that.
You do your research. That's pretty good. Mark Savage. Mark Savage is awesome. We just connected on Black Butterflies. He was helping on many different avenues. He's friends with Brian and Lowe. We just connected. He was telling me about Circus of Dread, and he had this character in there. Didn't necessarily write it for me. It was in there, but I guess now through the drafts, he wants to add more to it with me in mind. So it's I'm not sure when that's supposed to go, but it's a crazy script in an awesome way. Like it's just like wow. And I couldn't think of a better guy to make that movie. If you see his other genre movies that he made back in Australia, he doesn't hold back, and I think that's what makes him very exciting as a filmmaker. Wow.
Well, it's great that you get to meet different people on different sets like that, because that's how it opens the door to another role.
Exactly. It's town's not what you know, it's who you know. You just got to get to know those people. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, another lead role for you is Luke in Project Fear. How did you get that role, and what's that movie about?
That movie, Project Fear. Scott Hansen, who is directing Monumental, I actually was just browsing on Vimeo one day, just reaching out to certain directors that I like their reel, and he was one of the first people I was just like, dang, this guy's got a great reel. I'm gonna say hello. So I just sent him a message, say, I just think you got tons of talent, man. Hope to collaborate someday. And he hit me back and was like, yeah, I like your reel too. Let's keep in touch. And we met up and we've kept in touch and we became good buddies, and that's how Project Fear. He's like, hey, I got this movie we're putting together. We're in development, and I want you to play the lead. And I'm like, oh, well, let's, you know, play it by ear. So that's where that's happened. And then things got pushed to the back burner through my schedule, his schedule, and then now Monumental came out of nowhere because he heard about it. Mm-hmm. He's like, I heard about this script. Let me read it. He read it, loved it, had the right cue for it, the right idea, and boom, here we go. You know, start filming in 4 days. So it's
and the dots are connected, you know.
Yeah, it's just me. I love reaching out to people that are in my world that I can relate with, just filmmakers, creative people that just want to go tell stories. It's not about egos. It's not about, hey, I'm better than this. It's just like creative people that have a great vision that want to go play, and that's what I'm all about. I'm not, and that's what Scott's about, and all the other people that I work with. It's just go tell stories, have some fun, entertain some people, and call it a day. You know,
and hopefully make some money.
Yeah, I mean that comes. You know, it comes, but that's not my motivation. You
right.
know, that's you know, that just comes with the territory, I guess. But
right.
I let my other people handle all that stuff. I'm just game.
Yeah. Well, you definitely want your mortgage paid and your next movie paid. So, you know,
yeah.
Especially with writing Monumental, and you're going to start making that movie. How did you come about writing it, and you know, where did you get your ideas?
Well, Monumental, it started off because I met Clayne Crawford. I don't know if you guys know him. He's just one of my favorite actors. I met him at Hatfield McCoy's audition. I was like, wow, Clayne Crawford came in. And I actually went up to him downstairs, and I just briefly introduced myself. I said, hey, I'm Gary. I'm a huge fan. I just think you're great. And I started naming somebody. He's like, oh, man, dang, you just made my day. And he gave me a little hug. And I was so inspired. And I had to go back up because they wanted me to read for another role. And I was, like, so amped in my car when I was studying for the other role. I was like, damn, I just met one of my idols. And basically, long story short, I went home that day, and I was just, you know, amped. And I just had an idea. I was like, man, what can I do? I want to work with this guy. I want to work with Clayne and somehow just tell the story. And I ended up just thinking of this idea, and I started writing it. Within 3 days, I wrote the whole first draft. And I've never written a script in my entire life. I just wrote it out.
Oh, my gosh.
Because when I'm inspired, I'm like a freight train. I just won't stop. And I wrote it, and, I tried to send it to his agents, managers, never heard a damn thing. It happens. I bump into him on St. Patty's Day 9 months later, just randomly. We're just out. And I was like, dude, Clayne Crawford, he remembered me right away. At that point, I had kind of already worked with my buddy Luke, and Luke was the first guy I sent the script to. And, I sent it to like 100 people. He was the first person to respond. No, he didn't respond. He responded with, like, notes and creativity. I mean, you can just tell his heart. He felt it. And basically just through talking, he was the guy. Then he came on, helped me with the script. He made it better. And I couldn't see anyone else playing the role of Clayne, so that's why hence the character's name is Clayne, that Luke will play. But that's how it inspired. And now it's going to be an epic journey going on this with Luke Albright. And, he's an amazing actor, so dedicated. So, that's how Monumental came about. And it's the way we're making it, it's about the whole, monuments were about all the people, the world coming together for one greater cause. Making the monuments, like the Statue of Liberty and monuments. And you get a dash of that through the movie. And that's how we've made this movie, reaching out across the world. We've had help from everyone around the world, from $5 donations to locations to, I'm getting free locations all around L.A. Like, no one can believe. Like, line producers are like, no, you guys can't shoot it for that. You need at least $250,000 or $500 for this. I'm like, dude, I just got it for this. And they can't believe it. I think Monumental, honestly, because there's nobody being greedy in my camp. Nobody. And that's what separates, I think. People can make a great movie for very, very little, but you don't have to compromise quality. Like, we're shooting helicopter shots. This isn't just two guys that go on a road trip and we got a camera pointing at each other. This is not going to be that. This is going to be drone helicopters flying over the Hoover Dam, flying over Mount Rushmore, just getting us down the open roads. Every which shot, flipping around. It's just we have people that believe in the story, that are believing in us, that believe in the director, and they're like, here you go. We want to be part of this. You can rent this camera for this little a day. And it's just like, really? Wow, thank you. And it's literally, making Monumental will be like its own little indie monument in itself, because so many people are part of it from around the world. So I just want to thank everybody that's been part of it so far. Like Wendy Shepard has been huge in our PR. I mean, huge. And I don't even know her that well. She just literally came up huge. So, but that's what Monumental is. It's tons of people coming together for one greater cause in more ways than one.
We were talking before the show that you just got an RV, so you'll be traveling across the country to do this?
Yeah, we start filming on the 9th, and then we shoot all the interiors like locally in LA and outskirts, and then we leave the actual road trip the 21st, and then we take off. We hit the Hoover Dam, and we go all the way up through Mount Rushmore and New York, Indiana, I mean, all the Virginia. I mean, we're going to hook around, come back a little bit, and there's going to be some carnage going on. Some drama, there's real life stuff that could happen. Nothing that is out of the ordinary. I wanted to keep this real, but still intensify it. And I think me and Luke did a good job of that, of keeping it real, but still interesting. So.
Well, it sounds like a movie that I'll be able to watch and not with my fingers over my eyes like some of your other movies.
No, hopefully at the end you're raising your hands and cheering. That's my goal. So it'll be fun, and I'm sure we'll have a screening in Chicago where you're at.
Oh, great!
You'll be right there. With
how about Atlanta?
I'll be there.
Atlanta. I've always wanted to go to Atlanta, so why not? I say the Monumental is about going everywhere. So Atlanta is a major city. I could see us taking it there.
Yeah,
awesome.
Sabina has said that there's a lot of people filming over there, so you'll fit right in.
Oh yeah,
I'm surprised you're not going to come here, like for filming, because we've got a mountain. It's not Mount Rushmore, but it does have carving on it. It's Stone Mountain. I don't know if you've heard of that.
No,
I have.
It's just basically we're honoring like some of the major like monuments type of thing.
Right.
And we're going these places. It's just, I mean, there's certain people that have hit me up, emailed me, and go, hey, can you want to stop here? And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, maybe I can make another movie where we hit up every little detail. Even the Alamo serves its purpose, and U.S. history and whatnot. But it's ultimately it just takes itself out of the story we were trying to tell. So I had to, and each monument kind of changes the tempo as well. And you learn about the monuments briefly through a flashback or something. So it's kind of hopefully educational and entertaining at the same time.
Well, there you go. There's your favorite history class in your movie because you'll be teaching us history.
Well, there might be one scene or two in there they won't show in school, but it's all in good fun. It's all good in taste, So
right.
It's it'll be fun.
Well, what feeling did you have? Like, what emotions did you have once you finished writing it?
I was just like, wow, I wrote a screenplay, because I know a couple of really amazing screenwriters, and I admire them so much, and will never consider myself a screenwriter, but to complete just something, I printed it out, and I looked at the first draft, and it had my name on it, and I was just like, wow. I mean, it definitely was a fulfilling feeling, for sure. And then I went and got inspired. I was like, I'm going to write another one. So I did. I wrote this kind of wild Western, and it's like a crazy map and like kind of like a puzzle. And my room was all scattered with sticky notes, and I wrote that first draft in 6 days. Just typing. I didn't even know how to use Final Draft. I was like just experimenting as I was going, like improv screenwriting at my, so I wrote that, and I wrote another one. Who knows if I write another one? I don't know. I just have to be inspired. If I'm inspired, I won't be stopped. So, but like I said, Monumental, we're going to do it. I'm trying to keep my language as I'm always hard to be on live talking because watch our language, right? Is that how it's supposed to be?
Well, you can basically say anything that you want on here. There's no bleeping out or nothing, so whatever you want to say, you say it.
This isn't a TV network.
Right.
Yeah, I did one a while back, and I was just like, wow, I was cussing up a storm. What's going on? Trying to keep it clean.